Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge, and welcome to day 7 of the Geek Cupboard's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022. So already we're on day 7, which is quite incredible. Already we are 1 week through. Time has flown by with this year's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown. So here we go, let's see what tea number 7 has to offer for us. Let us open up the gigantic calendar and see if we can find where number 7 might be. It's not on that side. There it is, all the way over there. It's all the way on this side. Oh, I see. Right, like that is it, Advent Calendar. So the little kind of goal thing says, repair it yourself. Now, anybody that knows me will know that I'm not very handy at that kind of stuff. I'm not a very practical person. I can't really kind of do stuff like this. I can't build things or, repair things or put shelves up or anything. I can bumble through with basic things. Like, eventually I could put up a shelf. That'd be a thing that I could do. The only thing is, it would take me a very, very long time. I would just faff about and I'd fiddle about with it and I'd try to make sure that, I've got everything in the right place and I'd double measure everything and I'd be really, really thorough with it and very slow indeed. Whereas somebody that does that regularly and can do it well would just come in and go, yeah, there you go, measure it up, bip, bap, bop, drill some holes, put the things in and boom, it's all sorted, brilliant. Whereas I'd take 10 times longer doing it because I just don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not confident with it and I can't really do that kind of thing. But then anything else like repairing stuff or building stuff or making things, I'm not very good at that. Like other people can, they can repair things in cars or they can make beautiful like wooden things out of just, a bit of old wood and they can make these amazing things. I can't do that. I've got no ability to do that. Do you know what? The repair it yourself, thinking about the words repair. I did repair a stool yesterday down the kitchen. We've got some stools in the, I'm going to say the new kitchen, but it's not new anymore, in the kitchen. And, it broke. It's kind of it's a stool. So it's got 4 legs on the stool that go down. And at the bottom or near to the bottom of the stool, it's got like a metal circle bit. And one of those, was it just one? Yeah, one came out. One of the, sort of a bolt came out. It dropped out. I don't know why. It just did. It dropped out. We found it on the floor. There was a little bit of head scratching. We were sort of going, hang on, what's this? Why is there a screw on? What is this? What's this from? We sort of looked around and went, oh, it's from a stool. Because when we sat on it, it kind of wibbled a bit worryingly. So we went, oh no, it's that. So I repaired that. So I did repair it myself. So technically I've done this. I did that. Yeah, no, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. But I've done that. So I have done this, and it just says repair it. So I did repair the stool. I mean, if it said, build a wonderfully, amazingly crafted thing, then that might be a problem. But no, I repaired a thing. So, okay, right, we're going with that one. We're going with that one. So hang on a second. Let's open up door number 7. Now we've kind of completed the goal. And what do we have? It's a lovely kind of purpley looking bag. There we go. Let the tea leaves light the way. Always, always tea. Okay, so we have, okay. So the little clue there is saying a flavoured black and green tea in a bag. Black and green tea. Okay, we have Singapore breakfast. I don't think I've ever had any other breakfast tea other than English breakfast tea. Okay, this is intriguing. Reminiscent of Kaya toast. I don't know what Kaya toast is, but okay. This mix of, oh crikey, there are things. Puer. I don't know what puer is. Is that I hope that's focusing in okay. So this mix of puer, I'm not sure what that is. Green tea, okay, I'm on board with that. Coconut, okay, and pandan. I don't know what pandan is either. Sings with this richly sweet, toasty and coconutty flavours. This brew is the ultimate ode to Singapore's beloved national breakfast. I apologise, Singapore. I've never ever had Singapore breakfast tea. I didn't know it was a thing. There we go. And we don't have it with anything exciting. It's just that's what you have. You don't put milk in it or honey or whatever. You just brew it with slightly less than boiling water for between 2 to 4 minutes. Yeah, okay. It sounds nice. Apart from I don't know what some of the things are. I don't know what puer is and I don't know what pandan is. So I might need to do a spot of Googling for those. But okay, here we go. Now we know what we need to do. We need to go to the kettle. And here we are with our lovely freshly brewed cup of Singapore breakfast tea. And whilst the kettle was boiling, I did do a spot of Googling just to try and figure out what some of those ingredients were. So puer is apparently a type of fermented tea. And the other thing, what was it called? I forgot. Hang on, what was it again? Hang on a second. The pandan is a tropical plant with fragrant leaves, apparently. So I don't think I knew either of those things. So there we go. So yeah, pu'er is a fermented tea and pandan is a tropical plant with fragrant leaves. So here we go. Now, to look at it, it just looks like a black tea. It looks like a regular black tea. But of course, it says on the little kind of packet that it is a black tea and a green tea. But I think the black tea has kind of overpowered the green tea in terms of appearance. However, you can definitely smell this. You can smell coconut. It smells coconutty. But also, it smells a bit oaty, is the only way I can kind of describe it. It smells a little bit oaty. Now, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's coming from the pu'er kind of aspect of the tea or the pandan tropical plant thing above. I don't really know because I don't know if I've ever smelled pandan before. So pandan might smell exactly like this. I don't know. But yeah, you can smell coconut, definitely. But yeah, it does smell a bit oaty in my view, not in my view, in my nasal opinion. But yeah, it's an unusual smell. It's an unusual smell. It's a bit sweet. But yeah, it does have a kind of an oaty sort of a smell to it. But okay, let's have a taste of this, shall we? I'm intrigued as to how this is going to taste. So here we go. That is quite interesting. I mean, yeah, okay. Okay, there's coconut. I can taste coconut. Hang on, I need to go in for some more. I'm not entirely sure how to describe the taste of this. Right. I mean, it tastes of coconut. It tastes like how it smells, which is really weird because sometimes it tastes differently to how it smells, but it tastes coconutty. You can definitely taste that. And then it's got, kind of like a sort of a taste toward the back of your mouth of, again, as far as I can tell, it just sort of tastes a little bit oaty. It's sort of a bit, I don't want to sort of, belittle it any, but it tastes a bit sort of porridgey almost. It's just kind of got a sort of an oaty kind of aftertaste to it. And it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. I mean, yeah, the predominant flavour is coconut, I would say. Yes, definitely coconutty, which is okay. I mean, if you love coconut, that's even better. I will say, I don't mind coconut because I'm drinking this. I don't sort of go, coconut, but I wouldn't choose to have coconut in things, but I don't mind it. If someone said, here is a coconutty thing, I'd go, okay, like a lovely pina colada or something, that's got coconut in it, I think, hasn't it? But I don't go out my way to have coconutty things, but yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's an odd one. It's a very odd one. Hang on a minute, I'll go have some more. I've got some stuck in my throat. Hang on. Yeah, that's very unusual. I quite like it. I quite like that. It's got quite a nice flavour to it. There's a sort of a sweetness of coconut and then this kind of, not bitterness. Bitterness isn't the right sort of word, but the contrasting taste of that kind of whatever it is, whether it's the pu'er or the pandan thing that's making it taste a bit oaty. Hang on, what else did it have in it? It had something else as well. Pu'er, green tea. I mean, yeah, maybe the green tea does. Maybe that green tea is adding a little bit as well, but I quite like that. I've never had that before, but that's really quite nice. It's like a cup of tea, but a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Okay, do you know what? Yes, I'm declaring that I like this one. That is good. Yeah, I like this tea. It's really hard to, do you know what? Most of the teas I'm okay at kind of describing. I kind of go, yeah, it tastes a bit like this, or you can taste the ginger, or there's an aftertaste of lemon, or whatever. This is quite hard to describe. It's quite hard to actually sort of describe the flavour of this. I mean, possibly, yes, again, because I don't know whether I'm tasting pu'er or pandan, because they might be really recognisable flavours in other parts of the world, but I've never had those, so I don't know what they're supposed to taste of. I've got no kind of, basis for comparison. So, it's very nice, but it's quite hard to describe. But it's a very lovely drink. It's quite strong. It's quite a strong drink, which is nice. But yeah, I like this. I'm declaring this a good one. It is one of the better ones we've had. Okay, there we go. So the tea is done, and the tea is very unusual, but very good. And so let's go to today's question. And we get lots of questions. We get lots of questions put forward, and some are about games, and some are about the Geek Cupboard, and some are about me, and some are about other random bits. But sometimes we just get some very silly questions. And I kind of think, do you know what? We have, sometimes they're quite serious, like, channel goals and all this kind of stuff. And some are very gamey because, we play games in the Geek Cupboard. But I thought, we'll break it up. We'll have a silly question today. And I like this one. So it comes from Anna Sharma. And it says, my question, if all of the world's oceans turned into your favourite tea, how many days would you take to shift to a beach house? And then they've put, or a normal question. But no, we're going to go back to the original question first. We're going to cover the normal question as well. But we're going to go back to that original question. If all the world's oceans turned into your favourite tea, how many days would you take to shift to a beach house? Now that's a very interesting question because there's a few things we need to consider here. There's a few very interesting things. So, okay, my favourite tea is Yorkshire Gold. I like a nice cup of Yorkshire Gold, lovely Yorkshire Gold. You leave the tea bag in for a good long time so the tea stews a bit and you get a lovely, lovely brew out of it. And it's very nice. Dash of milk and that's kind of it. And that is my favourite tea. But I don't know how I'd feel if all the world's oceans turned into that tea, because then there are many questions here. So, number one, all the oceans turned into, so all the water is replaced with lovely, lovely Yorkshire Gold. And that's okay. But then, are the fish in there? Do the fish, are able to breathe the tea? Can they survive in the tea? You won't be able to see much, so it kind of ruin the beach lines and stuff, wouldn't it? All the sort of beaches would be sort of looking a bit weird rather than having beautiful crystal blue waters. They'd just have, tea. And it would look weird. Like, if you think of a picture of, say, a beautiful beach, like the Maldives, for example. You pick a beautiful beach and you think, yeah, there you go. You've got a sort of a hammock in between two palm trees or whatever. And there you are drinking your pina coladas or maybe having your Singapore breakfast tea. And then you're looking out and it's beautiful and blue. And then try and imagine that. But instead of the sea being beautiful and blue and sort of shiny, it looks like tea. I don't know. I'm not sure it would work. I think it'd be weird. And then, of course, you're going to have boats going through it as well. And you're going to have, stuff in there. They're going to be, chucking pollution in there. So I don't know if I'd want to drink the TC. I don't know if I'd want to drink from that because there could be all sorts of bits and bobs in it. And because you generally can't see through it, because it's Yorkshire Gold, it's not like this. This is sort of a bit transparent, translucent, whatever the phrase is. But you can sort of see through that a bit. With Yorkshire Gold, the way I make it, to make it my favourite tea, I put milk in it, so you can't see through it. So you could grab yourself you could just go to the sea and go, yep, whoop, there you go, I've got a cup of Yorkshire Gold. Lovely, here's a cup of Yorkshire Gold from the CT, or the TC. But, and you don't know what's in there. There could be anything in there. Rocks, sand, a crab, could be anything in there. You never know. There could be all sorts of terrible stuff. There could be pollution or, litter or anything in there. So, I don't know. I wouldn't like it. I don't think I would shift to a beach house. It'd be very exciting. I'd go and see it for the spectacle, but I think that would go kind of wrong very soon. And then, again, you get into more sort of technical questions of, okay, so then the sea is now made up of Yorkshire Gold with milk in. Over time, is that going to go off? Is the milk going to go a bit bad? Is it going to stink? What's going to happen? And it's going to affect other marine life, things like whales and dolphins and such. They won't be able to see. It's going to be bad. Yeah, I don't think I would shift to a beach house. Let's go to the other question then. So they did pose that question, and then they went, or a normal question. What if you wake up in a parallel universe? Which one of the changes will you find easier to handle? Your Geek Cupboard is actually named Nerd Closet, or your favourite tea has turned into coffee. This is a bit of a no-brainer, but yeah, I could cope with the Geek Cupboard actually being called the Nerd Closet. That would be okay. I'd rather have that than Yorkshire Gold turning into Yorkshire Bean or whatever. I couldn't cope with Yorkshire Gold being a coffee. That just I couldn't. That would be sad. That would make me sad. Because I would miss the Yorkshire Gold. But the Geek Cupboard being called the Nerd Closet is sort of okay. It's kind of acceptable. It's not really a closet as such. I suppose it's not really a cupboard either, really. But yeah, it's sort of I could deal with that. I could deal with the name being changed, but I couldn't deal with my favourite tea being turned into coffee, because that would make me sad. So, we're gonna go for the Geek Cupboard actually being known as the Nerd Closet in this parallel world. What else happens in that parallel world? I don't know. I imagine the Nerd Closet would just kind of operate more or less the same. it's just got a different name. I mean, I don't think when I was naming the channel way back when, I don't think nerd kind of was included in the list of names that I was pondering, because there's Many a True Nerd, which is one of the channels that inspired the Geek Cupboard. Because yeah, without that channel, without Many a True Nerd and John, this channel wouldn't exist, I don't think, because that kind of put the idea into my head that, hang on, he's doing that gaming, playing and talking Wiffle. I can do that. Brilliant, I'll have a go. So, but yeah, his channel is called Many a True Nerd. So the nerd name didn't actually appear in any of the ideas I had, because it just wasn't a thing that I needed. But yeah, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with it being called the Nerd Closet. That'd be okay. I could deal with that. That'd be fine. As long as I can still come in here and just play games and talk Wiffle and drink lovely tea, then everything is going to be fine here in the Nerd Closet / the Geek Cupboard. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this world now. I'm going to go away from the parallel universe and come back to the Geek Cupboard. So farewell, Nerd Closet. It's been lovely spending a few seconds here, but I'm going to go back to the Geek Cupboard now. Cheerio, and then wibbly wobbly time effect. And there we go. Right, we're back. We're back in the Geek Cupboard. Hooray! And there we go. I think that answers today's question. I like that. I like the fact that we have a good range of questions. Some are serious, some are about games, some are about the channel and all that kind of stuff. And then occasionally we just get a very daft one thrown in, which I appreciate. So yeah, there we go. Question answered, albeit in a sort of a very silly question answered in a very kind of roundabout, daft way. And yeah, there we go. Everything is done. I've got some lovely tea. Question is done. I think we can wrap things up for the moment. So for now, thank you very much for joining me on day 7 of the Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022. And I will see you next time. Let's throw that at you. That might get you. That's a beautiful shot. This is an unpleasant angle, Trish. Can you just fall in the water, please? This is the best box. This is my favourite box of the game so far. Oh no! It is hurting me. It's hurting me a lot. Very interesting way of doing your medical examinations. Who's examining who?